Hi everyone, I am Cindy and I'm coming to you from the plains of Oklahoma. Lisa asked me to talk to you about living the good life while also dealing with high-grade neuroendocrine carcinoma or neuroendocrine tumors. Interestingly enough, if you look at my medical chart, it has both carcinoma and NETs in my chart, but really I'm more in the high-grade NET category. A little background, I was diagnosed day before Thanksgiving 2018 and was told it was in my liver at the time of diagnosis. Didn't have my resection until January of 2019 and immediately set out to get better physically. My Ki-67 number at the time of diagnosis was 27. And now the latest biopsy that I had done, that tumor was a 38%. So I'm middle to high grade. Anyway, I really appreciate a few of the LACNet programs. LACNets, the first thing I did once I was diagnosed was I found LACNets. So I contacted Lisa Yin and she got me into their Net Connect program, which is a buddy program. And I found it invaluable. So when I went to my first luncheon, I sat at the table. I met my Net Connect buddy, Ms. T. She's fabulous. I hope you're feeling well today, Ms. T. And I love you so much and appreciate you tremendously. And I thank Lisa because she has a real knack for putting people together and she's trained to do this, to actually put the people together who conceivably are a good match. So take advantage of that. So when I went to my first luncheon, I sat with my Net Connect buddy, Giovanna, Josh Mailman, a couple of other ladies. I forget their names because I have a bad memory. And I'm sure Lisa was at our table too, if I'm not mistaken. And they made me, I left that day feeling so full of hope, even though we didn't know I was high grade that day, but still I left full of hope for a good life. And I set out to have a good life, purposefully. The other program that I did, and this was a little later on in the process, was the LACNet's Healthy Coaching Program. They have health coaches. This is not someone, this is like a life coach. They help you learn coping skills to deal with having a diagnosis of cancer, but that crosses over to helping you deal with anything in life. And 2021 gave me a lot to deal with in this life, and I'm so glad that I had the Healthy Coaching Program in my back pocket, and I had all those tools to help me cope with a divorce, breast cancer diagnosis and treatment, neuroendocrine new mets to my ovaries and fallopian tubes, and a cross-country move with our whole family, because even though we're divorced, my ex-husband and I remain very close and very committed to being a family unit, and he is my support to this day. So all of that was very stressful, but I had those skills in place that I learned through the LACNet's Healthy Coaching. Time to go on to the good life. Figure out what's important to you. When I first started my LACNet's journey, there were a lot of bucket list items. And I met a few of them. I did a big, long hike in Europe, 100 miles, 35,000 feet elevation gain and loss. And I did it 7 months after my resection, and I was out of shape, bad shape, when I started in that first month. In fact, I didn't actually do a hike until probably 3.5, 4 months after my surgery. But I worked up slowly, and I sought help to help me get back into shape properly and carefully. So yeah, I had a couple of really big ticket bucket items, but you know, as I've gone through this a little more, my good life bucket list is evolving and is changing. I lost one brother to a hang gliding accident, a bucket list item for him. And my other brother, we almost lost this last fall in an airplane accident. So that changed my bucket list tremendously, those two events. And now most of my bucket list, instead of being these big trips and big exciting hikes, I want time with people. And that's the most precious thing for me, to live the good life. It's going to look differently for you, and it may change like mine did throughout this journey. So on my high energy days, yeah, I'm going to be out hiking. But on my low energy days, when I'm on chemotherapy and it's dragging me down fatigue wise, or I'm going to be having PRRT, I'm sure I'll have some fatigue with that as well. So I'm not planning big outdoorsy, heavily physical things during those time frames, because I need to rest and I need to listen to my body and put it first. So living the good life during those times are coming in my backyard and looking at the deer that wander down. It could be going to an airport and watching. I'm a retired air traffic controller, so I love watching small planes or experimental type planes come and go. So if I'm in a low energy day, if I have enough energy to drive somewhere like that and just sit in the car and watch and enjoy, I'll get a great deal of joy out of something like that. Whatever works for you, but always have something to look forward to. Always try to seek some joy in the day. Even on my worst days, the days like when you're in the restroom 10, 12, 14 times. I do find joy in those days too. Those are the days when I watch my children play in the backyard. My children, he's 14. He would be really offended if he knew I called him a child. Point is, find the good life, define what it means for you, be flexible enough to have it change with your energy level, and look for the positive. Get out there and have just a joyous day each and every day. Make it a conscious decision to live a joyous life. I love you all. Take care. Follow me on @ZebraHiking. It's less hiking these days and more, have a good day. But I'd love to see you there. And thank you so much for listening to me. Take care.